Right, I love this life. How to keep the food you want and lose weight. Now, I've gone for a specific food group, right? I've gone for a specific food group because, I'm going to be honest, nobody's ever said to me, Helen, I can't live without peas. Ever. Or, Helen, potatoes are life. And if I have to stop eating potatoes to lose weight, Helen, I will lose my mind. Have I heard, though? Have I heard, Helen? Can't live without chocolate. There's no way I can live without eating chocolate. And I'll say, okay, let's get into it, okay? So I'm going to get into it today. I'm going to get into, get this, how to eat chocolate and still maintain, oh, where is it? Mia, it's not dark chocolate, I apologise. Right, how to start adapting what you're eating and still lose weight but still eat the content of the thing, right? Now, potatoes are life, Mira. Yeah. You may never eat potato again. However, I've gone for today, now, a selection of different chocolate varieties. You can see how we're excited. You can see the woman in Co-op last night was quite confused about what was happening when I was rummaging through the shelves like this. Right? Because of the selection here. Now I'm going to make clear, right? This life isn't encouraging you to eat chocolate if you're not already eating chocolate, okay? Let's be honest. This is for the chocolate lovers out there because, you know, who doesn't? I mean, I don't know potatoes, but chocolate is also life. I am a human being. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate today is that not everything is equal in life, right? I suppose it's no. Now, what is fascinating is actually when you start to get into the details of, I can't stop looking, there's so much colour on my table right now, I'm like this, magpie, chocolate, how you can select different changes to what you're eating, even though it's kind of in the same family, more or less, right? And create a calorie deficit. So what I've done is I've taken deceptively high calorie chocolate and found an equivalent which is less, right? My voice gets getting high because I keep getting excited. And by this, what I'm demonstrating is that you can make selections around stuff if you are in that moment, right, when nothing else can do other than chocolate. I'm saying that you can eat chocolate. Oh, jeez. Okay. However, if you start to understand how to look at stuff like this in a slightly different slant, you can still get away with having chocolate and still get away with losing weight. Ooh. Imagine that, nutrition advice. Eat chocolate, love, you'll stay sane. Well, that's true. So, what I'm going to do is, there's only one that I couldn't get last night, and I think we're just out of stock. I was quite upset. Poor woman at Co-op again, very confused. Well, as much as I can see behind a mask, but she looked quite confused anyway. So I'm going to start with, right, so I've got one version and a different version you can go for. So I've got all the calories written down and everything, of course, because I'm like there looking at the wrappers at 10 o'clock last night in font. I don't know what fonts are. Have you tried to read for some of these fonts? Man alive. Font 0.2? I was like this. I feel like I should get my spine glass out. However, I have, and I've got all the calories to prove it. Right. So let's start with, hey, friend. Miles a day helps you work, rest and play. Did anybody else remember that? That was an actual saying. I'm not sure if we use that anymore as a saying though. I'm not sure if that's correct. Work, rest and play. Who knows? Right, so one of these, okay, 228 calories for this. So I'd say a medium-sized potato there, Mira. Now, what we can substitute for, like if you're feeling that Mars bar is not your way of life, is, now, you have to imagine this is in half, right? Because this is where chocolate gets you as well. Right, a Milky Way bar, say a Milky Way bar, not both bars, right? Get this, 97, right? So if you're going for a Mars bar, 228, or Milky Way, right? 97, right, for one bar. But this, again, this was a thing educational for me as well, even, is that even when it says on the front of the wrapper for this little bad boy here, 97 calories, you have to look at the even smaller writing than the 0.2 to observe that it's only one bar that is 97. Otherwise, oops, still 180. However, that's what I mean. This is where chocolate even gets deceptive. Learn to do the wrappers with your spy glasses. So again, you can halve, not even more than half, isn't it, really? 97 calories for one of these bad boys, which has the gooey, I want to squidge it, but that's ruining the bar. you want to squidge it and go, oh, squidgy, oh, squidgy in the middle. So it's similar texture. I was going to say light and ordinary chocolate, that's a different chocolate. However, that, right, 228, 97, squidgy centre, outside chocolate, kind of the same, less calories. You may get away with having this bad boy. I would, right? I like this one. Now, you have to, the next one you have to imagine. Hey, Jeanette, you have to imagine the Snickers bar, because the Snickers bar is 245 calories, and a Snickers crisp, new one, 194. So a little bit less calories, right? Just imagine they're here on camera. They're not, but imagine they are. Basically the same flavour, same texture, just a little bit less calories. Move on from that one because they're out of stock. Ah! Now, look, I'm handling so much chocolate. It's not good for me. Right. Ah, the standard dairy milk. Right. Dairy milk strip. 240 calories. So not dissimilar to Mars bar. Not squishy scented. Again, I feel like I want to ruin every chocolate bar, so it makes it less attractive to myself. However, dairy milk, 224, 240 even. Tell a lie, 240. This one I have different emotions about because, well, I just do. Because I feel this is an assault in all the senses, considering how much I paid for this and how much it was and the size of it. Hello, Mr. Frodo. Frodo, right? So we got 240. Thick chocolate. Again, I want to snap it just to, oh, screw it. Oh! Did you hear that? I did it. That's what you do when you break it. You go, oh. Overexcited about live, anyone. 240 for that. Let's get the same sensation. Oh! Oh! Very similar. I feel like Willy Wonka right now. 97 calories. So you get the same, so it's a thick chocolate. It's going to hit the spot to some degree, right? And it's got the same texture. 240, 95. Fredo, how you've changed, sir. So I feel like you can do like that. Fredo, if you spit like that, I feel like it was bigger. However, ooh, good one, right? Still a good one. All right. Good thing I can't smell it like last week. At least I can't smell it through the wrappers. Last week was a problem. Right. Oh, I like this one too. Right. I'm not going to go breaking this one because it would be messy when I try and deal with that comes open. Right. The Kit Kat Chunky. I appreciate that this was a peanut butter one. Again, what they had in stock last night. However, let's just pretend it's a standard. Let's just go like that. Oh, look, Kit Kat. Kit Kat Chunky. Kit Kat Chunky. Right. We know what I hope we all know what a Kit Kat is. So Kit Kat Chunky, wafer in the middle. You always hope, when you're a kid, you hoped you had a little bit, the end was solid. We really did. However, numbers on this one, all the twos, right? 222. Even if it's a stand Kit Kat, or actually, again, with my magnifying glass, I checked the calories on this bad boy, and it is 222. So 222 calories on the chunky Kit Kat. Everyone listening to this afterwards, I apologise. And these guys are just looking at chocolate, and you'll just be listening to it. Hello, Kit Kat Chunky, right? 222. Are you ready for this one? Oh, the classic. Again, I feel like a bit like the Freddy situation, life has changed. I feel like I've become a giant. It looked like I've got giant hands and the chocolate's got smaller. I know it's got smaller. We all know this. However, giant hands. Kit Kat standard, 2 fingers. Oh, did that sound? It's very therapeutic. Right. The whole of life is this, by the way. You can see how this is a struggle last night. Chunky Kit Kat, all the 2s, 222. Kit Kat, 2 fingers. Yes, 104. So, like half. Well, more than half. 104 for one of these. Now, of course, I appreciate that these 2 things, right, are not exactly the same. However, I'm going with this one that is principally the same taste. You just, as a kid, you kind of sampled this one for ages. I don't know what I'd do if I got that as a kid. Probably lose my mind. However, 222, 104. To remember that, 104, 222. So you can principally have, if you're looking to lose weight and you are a chocolate fiend, like most of us, there is some ideas. So you can see where I'm going with this. There's ways and means, my friend. Now, still going. There's still more, and I'll get to the point where I'm going to get to more in a bit. So, oh, again, personal favourite. Now, These two aren't similar anyway. However, there's nothing else I could get. There's a similar in the old coconut department. So the Bounty bar, so similar to yonder Milky Way, there are 2 bars. Now the Bounty as 2 bars together is an interesting one, right? Because the Bounty isn't altogether jobby, right? I think it is actually, of all the chocolate we are looking at and I'm talking about for those listening today, the Bounty, the 2 bar Bounty is in fact, I'm just double checking I haven't lost my mind. No, I haven't, surprisingly, with this much chocolate on the desk. This is actually the highest calorie content of everything that I see before me. Not collectively, because I'll get to that in a minute. However, as a chocolate bar, as 2 singular chocolate bars, Bounty comes in at 278. 278 for this pure joy. Now, if that was a choice between that and something else on the shelf, and you really wanted that, there's trouble, I have to say that. You could argue you could go for 1 singular bar, because it says on the front, like it says in the other one, that's 139 for 1 bar. Pretty steep. Where else was close to that? Oh, you mean? The Snickers Crisp was 194, so even one of these is pretty high, right? But that's the thing. If you had just one of these, right? And Nazreen, join the chocolate party. So one of these, get that, right? Let me read again. 139 calories for one of these. I'm going to have to read it because it's so small. This is where you get caught out. One of these, right? And a whole whisper, or equivalent of, you get a whole whisper for 196. So 139 for a single, or 278. 278 calories for one of these whole beautiful things. Or 196 for a whisper. I know which I'd choose, to be fair. I mean, as a kid. Right, so far we've gone through the Mars, the Milky Way, the Dairy Milk alternatives, the Kit Kat. We imagine the Snickers, out of stock when I went last night. We've got the Whisper, the Bounty. Now, whew, this is interesting, right? So, this is on the most noise when I was setting up. I was like, ooh, listen to that. Multiple rustles. So, I'm going for all 3 cups, people, because who only eats 1 cup when they're going for this? Nobody I've ever met, right? So for 3 cups of Reese's, 261 calories, right? So 261 calories in the 3 cup situation. Now, again, granted, peanut butter is, even that's 222 for one of these peanut Kit Kats, right? You can, if you wanted to, replace with... Nazreen, have you seen this already? Yes, Nazreen! Crunchy! It is! That's creepy and weird. Yes, the Crunchy, 186. Right, 261, 261, 186. Not flipping back going, is it? Really? The last one I'm going to show and tell, right? And I'm going to do some maths, not live, because we know how I deal with maths live. We go for, now this was a shocker for me. When I was reading this, I was like, ooh, you bangers. Right. Kinder Bueno. Bueno. Kinder Bueno. So the 2-stick Kinder, I can't even say now, Kinder Bueno. Suck up the dribble, because I'm thinking about it. 244, right, which is actually not far off one of these. So pretty much same on calorie content, even though I think these, again, I feel like I could snap these through the wrapper. They wouldn't have much to give. I feel like they're quite a light chocolate, so it is light. You know, I think oh, it's quite light. For these to come in at 244 was an absolute surprise. God only knows. It must be the hazelnut. However, you can have one of these, or I'm gonna be honest, I did leave this to last because it's kind of my favourite. You could have a Kinder Egg, right? And you get a toy. Oh no, I think I've got a really bad one. Animal Adventures, who wants that? Ooh, okay, might ask for a refund on that one. I want a better toy. However, so you got 244, 110, and a toy. Now, point I'm trying to make here, and I'm going to try and do this without making an epic mess of this when I get these all together. Right, so we're going to go damp, right. Oh, this is going to get... Right, here we go. How excited am I? Right, imagine the Snickers in here as well, because couldn't get that, remember. So all of this, plus imagine a Snickers bar, just kind of poking out some at the back. There's the Snickers bar there. I should have got a picture and just slotted it in. Right, so all this joyful amount of chocolate, right? 1,718 calories. So 1,718 calories for all of it. I feel like I found myself with the chocolate. I'm cooling right down. You can have the toy, Nazarene. You know, if you work hard enough at the park, you can have it. All right. This is this. I'm wafting myself with the calories. 1,718. And yes, I did work this out by hand. Well, not by hand, with a calculator. But I used my hand to type the calculator. Still counts. Right. So I'm going to put these away. I'm keeping them away for the dogs. So the dogs love chocolate. Right. Them's out of the way. Right, now, let's get the others together. Imagining again that we had a Snickers crisp in there in the background. So, how do you hold it? There we go. Look at that. God, I'm good. Look, I can imagine. Oh, yeah. There we go. Look at that as a selection. I feel this should be like the snapshot for the life. Look at me and my stuff. Right, this lot all together, right? So the last lot, 1,718. So 1,718 calories. This lot, including Snickers crisp, if you can imagine it, is 982. So 982 calories. Now, that, again, I did the maths. God help us, I'm not recapping this one. There's too much going on now. However, right, the point I'm making is that if you are somebody that eats chocolate on a regular basis, and I have worked with clients who do, and I mean regular basis, I mean daily basis. So if someone is eating chocolate on a daily basis, and what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would have 7. So I'd have 7 bars there. So for 7 bars, that's 1 piece of chocolate in someone's hand, or 1 bar of chocolate at work for lunch, or from the vending machine, or wherever it is. That can come to 1,718 calories in all seriousness. And when working with improving nutrition, it's exactly that. It's not changing your habits entirely. I would never, and I stand by this, ever ask any client to never eat chocolate again, because that would be inhumane. However, what I can do is do something like this with a client and say, okay, what's your favourite chocolate? Now, can we actually find something that sits a little bit differently on the scale of calories, that allows you to have the flavour and the taste of the chocolate, like where I literally, now I feel like I was in Perfection Bar, where I've snapped these bad boys in two. In fact, actually, if I talk to a client, more often than not, when I talk about something like this, for example, or any chocolate where there's several squares, they will know often than not, if we really get into talking about it, which I like to do, they will probably stop enjoying it, if I'm going from this end, about there, really. From here onwards, it tends to be something else. It tends to be past enjoyment, and maybe there's some guilt attached to it, etc. And actually they've stopped tasting it a little bit as well. As soon as you get down the bar, they generally find that it's, for surprisingly, not really surprisingly to some degree, about the same length as the Freddo. So this for me was a real perfect example of where you can take something and substitute with something very similar. Very similar. It is essentially the same chocolate. The thickness is actually relatively similar, to be fair. It's not miles off. And actually the calories in this at what was it, 95, as opposed to 240, so drastically different, that this allows somebody to curb their craving, or their chocolate craving, and still be able to continue towards losing weight. Because remember, if you're going from 1,718 calories a day, right, for all these bad boys, right, if you're having this as a regular part of your diet and you're starting out your journey, any difference you make or change you make to your selection is going to be immediately, no pun intended on selection box, is immediately going to help you start losing weight. Hey Jules, you just missed all this, Jules. All of this. You have to watch this back, Jules. It's coming to the end. However, all right, the difference between the two sets, right? I don't even think I can hold all of this in 2 hands, percentage wise, because of course I worked that out as well. This is going to get messy. I'm going to end up throwing chocolate all over the gaff, Jules. This lot, wait, because Nazmi wants this. Jesus. This lot, right, 982. This lot, 1,718. Now, just to get on Instagram as well, all the chocolates going across the road to the children. Hey children, have cavities. Can't stay in this house. However, there is 57% less calories in this lot right here than this lot right here. So if you're starting out on a journey and this is a staple part of your office life, or on the way back from the school drop, or as a meal deal, say from Boots, and it's anything like 6 to 7 days a week. I chose 7 deliberately for that reason, in case it was, because you might like a nibble at the weekend, right? Then you can take a 57% drop on your calorie intake down onto making different selections, and also decrease the amount of chocolate you're actually taking, and the sugar and calories and everything else. So when I say all chocolate is not created equal, I'm literally saying that. Tell you what, Nazreen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an assault course, right, for you, with like swinging knives and rope nets, and at the end of each one you can have a little nibble of the Freddo. You can have a little nibble of the 97 there, Nazreen, like every time you do a set. I can't say fairer than that, Nazreen. If you get 4 sets done in the first half of 15 minutes tomorrow, all this can be yours. Just the toy, not the chocolate, Nazreen. I'm not being taken for a mug. Right. So to recap, because I'm at that point and it's all over the place. Again, just to recap, you can still eat the foods that you want, right, and lose weight. This is fundamentally a demonstration of how you can do this. Now, yes, I use chocolate because firstly, it was fun. Secondly, I like the colours, and I'm a magpie. So I'm like, there's all the colours everywhere. However, you can take this principle and apply it to any part of your nutritional diet, okay? So I could have done this with ice cream. The only reason why I didn't was because it would be come and probably defrost. And again, it's too much to have in this household. So you can take, I could have sat down with a Ben & Jerry's and a low-cal option with exactly the same flavours with less calories and demonstrate that. You can do the same with most meals, actually. You can find a replacement of something that is less calories. If you're even looking at pea pasta from normal pasta, for example, or different types of noodles, like really, if you want to get into it, you can. The aim of the game is, though, is to become aware of things like this, because it's what was the most again? It was the Bounty, right? So almost 300 calories in one of these. Apart from the Bono, which also did like surprise me, this beautiful thing here, which if I think about the little miniatures at Christmas, this is a killer, right? But 300 calories, right? So knowing what you can substitute and where, and essentially being aware of it, you can still consciously choose to have it if you so choose to. I'm not saying not at all. The point I'm making is that you can always substitute that for something else and still be winning, right? I just feel like I'm gonna squidge everything now, like, oh, the squidgies. Now, now we're back on Monday, so 2 days time. So in 2 days time, I'm looking at other aspects of food, as always. So I'm looking at emotions and food, in particular anxiety in food, because it's an interesting one. So until then, have a fantastic weekend, Nazreen. I'll see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow with run, Nazreen, run for the toy. So have a fantastic weekend, guys, and catch you later.